Holy shit, did you see that game on Sunday? Joe Milton fucking exploded.
Yeah, the guy went off for 241 passing yards, threw for 1 touchdown, and ran for another.
Not bad for a dude who was supposed to be glued to the bench this season. And somehow the Pats still fucked up their chances for the #1 draft pick.
It's almost impressive how they keep finding new ways to screw up.
Seriously. Now May is going to the Cardinals, and the Patriots are left with their dicks in their hands.
That win against the Bills in Week 18 ended up costing them the top spot. If they had lost, they would have had their pick of the litter in the draft, including that stud quarterback, Drake May.
So basically, the worse you are, the better your chances of getting a star player. Makes sense.
The NFL draft order is determined by the previous season's records, with the worst teams getting the first picks. The idea is to give struggling teams a chance to rebuild with promising young talent. But here's the kicker.
So they basically play themselves.
When a team at the bottom of the standings wins a game late in the season, it can actually hurt their draft position. That's exactly what happened to the Patriots. They won that meaningless Week 18 game against the Bills, and it bumped them down in the draft order. They could have tanked that game, secured the #1 pick, and snagged May.
Instead, they went and won like a bunch of fucking moron. So now they are stuck with Milton. Do you think there's any chance Belichick actually trades him?
Exactly. It wouldn't surprise me.
Belichick is a master manipulator.
He's probably already fielding calls from teams desperate for a quarterback. After one good game, Milton's stock is probably higher than it's ever going to be.
It's insane. One decent performance and suddenly he's a hot commodity. What do you think Belichick is going to do?
Honestly, is anyone's guess.
The dude is like a goddamn sphinx.
But let's look at the facts. They just fired their head coach, Jared Mayo, after only 1 season.
Hold up, let's talk about that Mayo thing. Getting fired after 1 season is brutal, especially after winning that last game against Buffalo. You'd think that would buy him some goodwill with Kraft. What the hell was Kraft thinking?
They missed out on the top draft pick, which means they can't draft May. And now they've got teams sniffing around Milton like sharks circling chum. There are rumors that Kraft wasn't happy with Mayo's authoritative role.
That sounds like bullshit to me. Maybe Kraft just wanted to bring in his own guy.
Apparently, Mayo was trying to exert more control over personnel decisions, and Kraft wasn't having it. It's possible. There are already rumors flying around about potential replacements. Mike Vrabel's name has been thrown around, which would be a huge get for the Patriots.
Vrabel? Seriously, he's doing a great job with the Titans. Why the hell would he leave that to coach the Patriots?
Who knows? Maybe he wants a chance to build a dynasty. Maybe he wants to get out from under Belichick's shadow. Or maybe he just wants to stick it to his old team.
Or maybe he's just fucking crazy. Don't forget, this is the guy who let his players rip a tooth out of his mouth during a Super Bowl celebration.
That's true. The dude is definitely a little bit off, but he's also a damn good coach. If Kraft can lure him away from Tennessee, it would be a major coup for the Patriots.
Okay, but let's not forget about DeMarcus Covington, the Patriots' current defensive coordinator. He replaced Steve Belichick in 2024, and some people think he's being groomed for the head coaching job.
He's definitely got the experience. He's been with the Patriots for a while now, and he's learned from the best. The question is he ready for the top job?
That's a good question. He's been solid as a defensive coordinator, but being a head coach is a whole different ballgame. You have to manage egos, deal with the media, and make tough decisions that piss people off. It takes a certain type of personality to handle that kind of pressure.
Exactly. Not everyone is cut out for it, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Covington will surprise us all and turn out to be the next great Patriots coach. Or maybe he'll crash and burn like Matt Patricia. The Patriots aren't the only team with quarterback drama. The Jets thought they were getting a savior in Aaron Rodgers, but he turned out to be a complete bust.
The guy looked like he was playing underwater, totally washed up. It's amazing how quickly some of these star quarterbacks fall apart.
It's a brutal league. 1 minute you're on top of the world, the next minute you're getting benched for some rookie who's half your age.
And now the Jets are stuck with Rodgers for another year because of that ridiculous contract they gave him. Talk about a dumpster fire.
It's pretty funny to watch from the outside, though. I'm sure Jets fans are tearing their hair out.
They deserve it after all the shit they've talked over the years.
Remember when they were hyping up Zach Wilson as the next Patrick Mahomes?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
They were acting like they had found the holy grail of quarterbacks, and he turned out to be a complete dud.
It's like they're cursed or something. They just can't catch a break when it comes to quarterbacks.
Maybe they should try sacrificing a goat to the football gods or something.
Don't give them any ideas. The last thing we need is a bunch of crazed Jets fans running around with goats. Speaking of cursed teams, what the hell happened to the Broncos? They thought Russell Wilson was going to be their savior, and he turned out to be another bust.
He looked like a shadow of his former self. No mobility, no accuracy, and definitely no swagger. firecracker.
Whatever magic he had in Seattle seems to have vanished into thin air.
Maybe the Denver altitude got to him. Or maybe he just realized he doesn't have to try as hard now that he's got Ciara on his arm.
I wouldn't blame him. She's a damn good catch, but come on, the dude is getting paid millions of dollars to play football. You'd think he would at least put in some effort.
I guess the allure of being Mr. Ciara is stronger than the desire to win football games. It's a sad state of affairs. So the Broncos just screwed at this point?
Pretty much. Unless they can somehow convince Sean Payton to come out of retirement, they're looking at another long season of mediocrity.
It's amazing how quickly things can change in the NFL. 1 minute, you're a Super Bowl contender. The next minute, you're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
That's the beauty of it, though. It's unpredictable and chaotic, and you never know what's going to happen next.
Unless you're talking about Tom Brady. That motherfucker's like a fine wine. He just keeps getting better with age.
Don't remind me. I'm still salty that he left the Patriots.
It feels like yesterday he was leading us to Super Bowl victory after Super Bowl victory.
I know, right? It's like a bad dream. I keep waiting to wake up and find out that he's still our quarterback. But he's not. He's in Tampa Bay winning championships with a bunch of washed-up veterans. It's just not right.
Do you think he'll ever retire? He's got to be getting tired of getting hit by guys half his age.
I doubt it. The dude is a machine. He's obsessed with winning, and he'll probably keep playing until he physically can't anymore.
Maybe he'll pull a Brett Favre and come out of retirement multiple times.
God, I hope not. I don't want to see him humiliate himself like that. It's better to go out on top while you're still a legend.
Speaking of legends, what the hell happened to the Rams? They went from Super Bowl champs to a middle-of-the-pack team faster than you can say Cooper Kupp.
They got ravaged by injuries, especially on the offensive line.
And Stafford hasn't been the same since that Super Bowl run. He looks like he's lost a step.
It's tough to repeat as champions in this league. The competition is just too fierce, and everyone is gunning for you. And when you're dealing with injuries and an aging quarterback, it's almost impossible to stay on top. The Rams are learning that the hard way.
So who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
It's a wide open race, but the Chiefs have to be considered the favorites. Mahomes is playing out of his mind, and their offense is basically unstoppable.
Yeah, but their defense is suspect. If a team can figure out how to slow down Mahomes, they have a chance.
That's true, but good luck with that. Mahomes makes everyone around him better. He's a true game changer.
I still think the Bills have a shot.
They're hungry for a championship, and Josh Allen is playing like an MVP candidate.
They need to get over the hump, though. They've been close the past few years, but they always seem to find a way to choke in the playoffs. Maybe they need to hire a sports psychologist or something.
Maybe they just need to relax and have fun. They always seem so uptight in the playoffs. It's like they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders.
That's probably true. It's not easy playing in a city that's been starved for a championship for so long. The pressure is immense.
I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. It's got to be tough. But hey, at least they're in the playoffs. There are plenty of teams out there that would kill to be in their position.
That's true, but I still think the Chiefs are the team to beat. They just have too much firepower on offense.
I agree, but you never know. The playoffs are a crapshoot. Anything can happen.
You know what I'm really looking forward to? The draft. It's always a crapshoot, but it's so much fun to watch. All those young guys with their dreams of N.F.L. glory.
And all those teams hoping to find the next superstar. It's like Christmas morning for football fans.
Especially for the Patriots. With the possibility of them trading Milton, they could have multiple high draft picks this year. It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Maybe they'll finally draft a decent wide receiver. They haven't had one since Edelman retired.
Or maybe they'll draft another quarterback. They seem to have a fetish for collecting them.
God, I hope not. I'm not ready for another quarterback carousel. It's exhausting.
We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But one thing's for sure, this offseason is going to be a wild ride.
You can say that again. I'm already stocking up on beer.
Me too, buddy. Me too. Cheers to that.
Cheers. You know, it's funny how one game can change the entire landscape of the league.
It's true. Milton's performance against the Bills has created a ripple effect that we're still feeling.
It's forced the Patriots to reevaluate their options at quarterback. It's sparked trade rumors, and it's even impacted their coaching search.
It's like a domino effect. One thing leads to another, and suddenly everything is different.
And the craziest part is we still don't know how it's all going to play out. Will Milton stay in New England? Will they draft a quarterback? Will Belichick finally lose his grip on the franchise?
Those are the questions that keep us up at night, my friend. It's the uncertainty that makes it so exciting. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You can't look away even though you know it's going to be a disaster.
And that's the beauty of the NFL. It's a soap opera on steroids.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
It's crazy to think how much emphasis is put on the quarterback position in this league. One guy can literally make or break a franchise.
No doubt. Look at what happened to the Browns when they got rid of Baker Mayfield.
They went from being a playoff team to being a complete laughingstock. And now they're stuck with Deshaun Watson's baggage and a massive contract.
It's a gamble every time a team drafts a quarterback, especially in the first round.
You're putting all your eggs in one basket, hoping that this kid is going to be your franchise savior. And more often than not, it doesn't pan out.
It's a high-risk, high-reward situation. But when it does work out, it's magical. Look at what Mahomes has done for the Chiefs.
He's transformed them into a dynasty. It's like finding a unicorn.
Speaking of unicorns, what about Justin Jefferson?
Those franchise quarterbacks are rare and precious creatures. And once you find one, you have to do everything in your power to keep them happy and healthy.
That dude is an absolute freak of nature. Did you see that catch he made the other day?
It was insane. He's like a human highlight reel. The way he contorts his body and makes those impossible catches is just mind-blowing.
He's the best wide receiver in the league, hands down. I would kill to have him on the Patriots.
Yeah, their receiving core is pretty pathetic right now. They haven't had a decent receiver since Edelman retired.
It's sad. They need to find a way to get Mac Jones some weapons. He's a talented quarterback, but he's not going to be able to do much if he's throwing to a bunch of practice squad scrubs.
It all comes back to the draft. If the Patriots can land a top receiver in the draft, it would make a huge difference. But they also need to address their offensive line issues.
Yeah, their O-line has been a mess for the past few years. They can't expect Jones to succeed if he's getting sacked every other play.
It's going to be an interesting offseason for the Patriots. They have a lot of holes to fill and not a lot of cap space to work with. Belichick has his work cut out for him.
He always seems to find a way to make it work, though. The dude is a mastermind. I wouldn't bet against him.
I know, right? He's like a goddamn magician. He can pull a rabbit out of his hat at any moment.
Let's hope he's got some tricks up his sleeve for this offseason. The Patriots need a miracle if they want to be contenders next year.
It's going to be a long and bumpy road, that's for sure. But hey, that's what makes it fun, right?
Absolutely. The drama, the intrigue, the heartbreak, the triumph. It's what keeps us coming back for more.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So until next time, keep your heads up and your beers cold.
And your powder dry.